What's the worst thing your kid's school ever did? My son came home Tuesday with a rash all over his arms and neck. His eyes were red from crying. When I asked what happened, he told me something I couldn't believe. His fourth grade class was having their weekly science experiment. The regular teacher was in a meeting, so an assistant principal was covering the class. She decided to continue with a planned activity, making goop with household chemicals. But Mom, 3 kids told her that Ryan is super allergic to borax, my son explained. Ryan had a medical alert bracelet and everything. The school had his allergy documents on file. The assistant principal ignored them and handed out all the materials anyway. She told them to follow the instructions on the board and started looking at her phone. When Ryan politely asked if he could sit out or do a different activity, she said, "Don't be dramatic. A little powder won't hurt anyone." She actually made him participate or get a 0 for the day. Within minutes, Ryan started scratching and his face turned red. 2 girls went up to tell the assistant principal, but she just said, "He's fine. Get back to your seats." By the time Ryan started having trouble breathing, the kids were panicking. My son ran next door to get another teacher, while a classmate grabbed Ryan's EpiPen from his backpack. The school never called an ambulance. They didn't even call Ryan's parents until after the other teacher had given him the EpiPen and his breathing improved. They just sent him to the nurse's office to rest. I found out later that the assistant principal told the nurse it was just a little allergic reaction and asked her not to make a big deal of it. Ryan's mom only found out what really happened because my son and 3 other kids told their parents. That night, our parent group chat exploded. Ryan was at the hospital overnight for observation. His mom shared a picture of his rash and swollen face, saying the doctor confirmed it was anaphylaxis. The next morning, I didn't go to work. Instead, I used my skills as a marketing director. I stayed up until 3 a.m., creating a detailed professional presentation. It had a minute-by-minute timeline of the incident, with anonymous, powerful quotes from the kids. I included a side-by-side image of Ryan's official allergy form next to the science lesson plan that listed borax as a key ingredient. The final slide was the photo of Ryan's swollen face from the hospital. At 7 a.m., I emailed the presentation to the superintendent, the entire school board, and the education reporter for the local newspaper. My meeting with the superintendent was at 8 a.m. When I walked in, he was pale and already had my presentation printed out on his desk. He started with a corporate-sounding apology, but I cut him off. "This wasn't an accident," I said, my voice shaking with anger. "This was gross negligence from an administrator who was told repeatedly that a child's life was in danger. My son watched his friend almost die because she couldn't be bothered to look up from her phone. Within 2 days, the assistant principal was placed on administrative leave pending a full investigation. By the end of the week, our parent group had formed an official student safety committee. We worked directly with the district to rewrite the substitute teacher protocols and implement mandatory annual allergy training for every single staff member, a program we designed ourselves. Ryan's mom is still filing a formal complaint with the state, but now she has an organized group of 30 families backing her. When I picked up my son from school yesterday, he smiled for the first time all week. He told me Ryan was back and they were excited because our new Parent Safety Patrol vests had just arrived in the mail."